Good morning. This is Nathan David with Allendale's Morning Wake Up Call. Today is Monday, October 30th. So far here in the overnight session, grains are lower with the exception of the bean complex that continues Friday's push higher here. So hopping over into corn here, we're down half a cent right now to 4.80 and a quarter. We continue to see corn trade in this range, and we are near the lower end of this trading range with that yearly low as our critical support level coming into play down at 467 and three quarters. Last week's CFTC data did show that funds bought roughly 8,800 contracts back to still give them a 100,000 contract short position, as they do remain comfortably short here this corn market. Harvest continues to go rather smoothly, although we did get a large storm over the weekend, dumping some snow up north as well as parts of Iowa. So we'll see if that has any effect on the corn harvest. We do get a harvest update on the crop conditions report later this afternoon. The general trend really in corn remains, which is kind of a narrow range-bound trade with stiff resistance on the December contract near that $5 level. And then again, that good support coming into play around that 470 level. So we'll see if we want to go challenge that level and work our way lower, or if we do see a little bit of a bounce here moving forward. So shifting gears over to the beans, complex a little higher. You've got meal has seen a really good push higher here in the last 2 weeks. The funds did buy about 40,000 contracts in bean meal, so that was a really good week for bean meal. Beans right now are up around 3 cents to 13.22 and a half, sitting about 9 cents off their high of 13.31 and a quarter here in the overnight session on that Jan contract. We saw a strong move to close out the week on Friday on the daily. However, on the weekly, you did print a doji on the top of that recent rally that we've seen here. So it'd be interesting to see. I mean, that October kind of seasonal bounce narrative is really starting to fade as we flip the calendar over to November. For the beans at this point, it's looking like it's going to become a show me the exports type of discussion here. So if we can see larger, consistent exports in the next few weeks, we can definitely hold these levels or continue to press higher. However, if the exports aren't robust here for the next couple of weeks, this bean market may get heavy, especially with the challenges that still are present on the river. Quickly jumping over into livestock here, you got cattle and feeder cattle. They did see a nice bounce on Friday to recoup some of the week's previous losses. Reports of 185 cash bids passed in the north did help spark that market a little higher there on Friday. Some of the big news on the week came, in that CFTC data as well, which did show that funds continued to liquidate longs, this time shedding around 20,000 contracts to bring their net long to just about 63,000 contracts here. So feeders need to see that index stabilize moving forward here as the sell-off continues to be led by the board for both feeders and fats. Quick look at the macros here. The stock market's slightly higher after last week's really rough week. Treasury yields also slightly higher here. Crude down around $1 here to start the week with no major headlines as of this moment out of the Middle East to start. So this is your morning wake-up call, and tune in for Tuesday's wake-up call.